Oh, that's a smart bunny cat thing.
He calls it a pig.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back with another episode of Xam'd, Lost Memories. Once again, thank you to Yuki Ali for sponsoring these. Even though we only watch one a month, they are very interesting, and I'm always reminded when I come back to watch the last episode to take all my notes and everything about how, I don't know, not so much in-depth the world is, but how much world building that they're doing. Anyway, we come back with notes on the board, so obviously let's go ahead and start with the board, where I have my board changelog. Apparently, I found this out when I opened my notes just the other day, and was going to rewatch the episodes. Apparently, I made a board changelog note a month ago, because the first thing I had on here was marked Nazuna as dead, though I don't doubt she actually is. I think it's probably because in the first opening bits of the episode, they say that she's dead, even though we see Haru see them in the hospital. Anyway, I added Haru and Midori's dad. I connected Hinokamaru and Yunbo with the blue line, and then I tied Akiyuki to the ship's green line.
Sounds about right. Nobody died that we know of or remember. I mean, somewhat of importance anyway. Yeah, sounds about right. That's all I can say.
All right, so we got notes. Well, I've got notes. Urukianism must be the cult from the beginning of episode 1's. Both the cult and the ship practice it, apparently. Additionally, they are regarded as having been wiped out for some reason.
Clearly not. As the evidence shows.
Well, yeah, obviously, because if they are the group from episode 1, then they're performing terrorist actions.
And it's hard to commit terrorist actions if you have been wiped out from the face of the earth.
Tell that to Zeon.
I mean, they weren't wiped out. They were defeated.
Yeah.
The same thing.
Depends. Depends on definition, also how flippant you want to be. So Nazuna was one of 6 people that went off. We had only seen them, but I guess there were a number of these across the island. Sorry, I had written we had only seen them. I guess I meant to say we hadn't seen them. My brain. Assumedly, Akiyuki is the only one that became a Xam'd. Either that, or we're about to see a large number of transforming kids that didn't get Akiyuki's treatment and are just going to go wild. Actually, they said 2 Xam'd, so I guess one of the others did manage to control it.
I mean, yeah, there was talk about someone that was in the ship before who had also been Xam'd. And...
No, I'm talking about in the conference where Kakuso was with the leaders of, it's not of Seton Island, it's the people that are sending him to Seton Island. They say that there was 2 Xam'd on the island.
Yeah.
Or they said there was 2 Xam'd.
Yeah, but I think it was the Northern Alliance that they were sending him from there. But it was a bit confusing.
Yeah, you're talking about my guy in the overlay. The guy on the ship who was also had a Heroku in him, and it drove him crazy.
Yep.
They don't refer to him as Xam'd, though. Obviously, what's her name must have at some point claimed that he was a Xam'd, because that seems what the captain implies that she keeps doing. People get infected by this. He's the one. He's the Xam'd. Or they. Whatever. We only have evidence of 2 guys at the moment.
I smell a prophecy.
So, background event. Kikisu is a hero who survived the Battle of Barad-dûr 17 years ago, where the earliest human form weapons were used. As we find out later, Akiyuki's dad also served in Barad-dûr, and it seems like Kikisu recognizes the name.
But did he serve as a soldier or did he serve as a doctor?
I probably would put money that he served as I don't know what you call it, a scientist. Like he probably helped develop human form weapons or something. I mentioned before, I think back in episode 1's notes, that it seemed like his office had like the green shit in jars and whatnot that Nakayami has in her room. Plus, he has like the seed, and he's talking about human form weapons. I don't know what the fuck that means, but so the thing Nakayami stabbed through his arm before was an exsanguination needle. I guess implying that Hiroku is using his blood, and this needle is drawing it away. That this is some method of control over it by denying it what it needs, I guess.
Like sucking up the poison or something like that.
Well, in this case, blood.
Yeah.
Well, it's an exsanguination needle. That is, exsanguination means to take away the blood.
Yes.
So they invoke Haru and Midori's mom when talking about how concerned their dad is. But as far as I can recall, we haven't seen her, nor have they mentioned what happened to her. In invoking her, we look down at Midori's leg brace, so one has to assume something bad happened.
Caught in the fighting?
There's no mention of when. No, you're referring to it as though it happened recently. They're looking down at Midori's leg brace, which is she had a leg brace before the fighting. So the ship left Staten Island and headed south, as they are now over the southern continent.
A world map would have been nice to get an idea of where all these places are referring to each other, but I guess we haven't gotten that.
Well, there sort of is in the captain's chamber.
Yeah, but it's not very clear unless you freeze frame it.
Well, it's not very clear at all anyway. It's written in a language we don't know. Seems like a real piece of work calling Akiyuki an idiot after he rips off the covering on his arm, because, you are the one that antagonized him into doing it in the first place.
Well, that's the thing. He doesn't know what's going on, and so how one can be an idiot if one does not have the information to deal with the situation, right? One is not speaking out of stupidity, one's speaking out of ignorance.
Because he's constantly being warned. It's not ignorance if you're constantly being warned not to do it.
I mean, yeah, but he's not. They haven't given him the full picture of who he is, what's going on, and so don't do it. Okay, but why shouldn't I do it? Because you're gonna be turned to the thing and you're gonna die. Oh, what is this thing? We're not gonna tell you.
I mean, obviously, I'm calling her at fault for it too. But I'm just saying that you're saying that he can't be fully held accountable because he doesn't know everything. And I'm saying, well, yeah, but he's still being warned. If your doctor tells you not to do a thing, and they don't tell you why not to do it, and you still do it, the doctor did still tell you not to do it. Got to imagine what the war zone must look like that this ship broke away from, the ship that comes after them, considering that the thing looks like a mobile fortress that spits out flying human form weapons. On one hand, I have to consider that shot we got of a person becoming a human form weapon and what must be going on inside that ship, but also consider that the war zone is a specific area that has ships stationed there, so what must the battles be like that are going on over there?
I mean, is it an active war zone?
Seems
or
implied.
One that is being polluted or otherwise, it used to be a war zone, but now, it's a no-go area, maybe because of the human form are running wild there or something.
No, they say there's a ship coming from the war zone. That seems to me to imply that the war zone is active. You wouldn't call a place the war zone. That would just be confusing if there's ever a war somewhere else, especially nearby. Imagine if you had a war zone overlapping the war zone.
But, the thing is, like, that means that the war is still ongoing, or it's a Cold War, and this is like a DMC between the two sides, or,
Pretty sure the war's ongoing. We just had a battle at Staten Island.
I mean, had an attack, not necessarily a battle.
I would say it was a battle. It was two sides.
No, but one would think of a battle as part of an ongoing campaign, and not just an event.
We have no idea. This is not an ongoing campaign.
Well, apparently the island had been spared from the war, so they seems to be no
apparently not,
longer
because we got
spared.
attacked.
Yeah, up to that moment. Yeah, so
Nakayami's craft is called the Beat Kayak. Maybe I've forgotten something, but why did this ship come out here and spit out a human form weapon just to grab Akiyuki? I thought it was responding to the Zambani, but it grabs Akiyuki and flies away like that was its only purpose.
well, I think they said that they were attracted, but because of his transformation, because he took out the thing that she gave her. So
they said that human form weapons would be attracted to it. This is a ship that spit out a human form weapon. The human form weapon, I don't think, was in control of the ship.
No, we don't know anything about the human form weapons.
We do, actually. Remember last episode, not the one we're commenting about, the episode before this episode that we're commenting about, we saw a guy in the thing that landed on the ground, and him doing a little process that turned him into the human form weapon. That's what I was referring to before when I was talking about the fortress ship and like what's going on that ship. That we know the human form weapon gets spit out, but they're a person on the inside first.
Yes, but we don't know if you lose all your control when you're a human form weapon. We don't know how they're created.
I think we do know that too.
Well,
we do know that you lose control because you become a different personality. That's why when Akiyuki is in Xam'd form, he's not Akiyuki anymore. He's Hiroku.
Okay, but hear me out.
And they also refer to other Hirokus. So there's many Hiroku. So that's the thing. The human form weapons are Hiroku. You're not you anymore. You're sacrificing yourself to become that.
Okay, but if you can go back to being a human, or you're a human, you're a latent human form weapon, because you need a human to do that. They could have gone like, oh, I detect another human form weapon. Let's go there. The ship goes that way. They spit him out. He attacks.
It doesn't seem like that's the case. That seems like that's the difference between Xam'd and the other human form weapons, is that they become it and then they're gone. They are the weapon now. Whereas Xam'd is like, he has the thing in him, and then he can go back and forth.
Again, we don't know if that's... Or, well...
Yeah. No, I'll put that out there immediately. This is all supposition, but I'm basing it off of evidence, and I'm giving you that evidence that I'm basing it off of as well.
Well, if the transformation is not immediate, if you get infected, there might be some kind of delay, because then you could be a human that could turn into a human form weapon. You have maybe some ability to detect other human form weapons. You get turned into the human form weapon, right, in the monster, and that's it. You're now the monster permanently, and then you go out and do whatever it is that you want to do. So it could be like, Captain, I detect another human form weapon. Let's go intercept it, and then he gets activates, and where we go, right?
Right, but I don't know what you're talking about now.
Okay, you said that.
No. I mean, essentially, what you just said is essentially what I've been saying the entire time. So I don't know what your point, which was opposed to my point before, is now just saying the same thing I said.
Because the point I was trying to make is, why would the fortress, was a machine or flying machine, whatever, goes to intercept the mail ship? It's like, oh, only the human form weapons would detect the SAM, right? The word, I forgot about the word. And I would say, okay, let's say that you have aboard that ship one or more humans who are latent human form weapons. Maybe in their human forms, they can detect other human form weapons. He informs whoever happens to be in charge, hey, I detect that. Let's go get it. The ship veers that way. He transforms into fully to grab it, right? Because I guess they want to capture all of them, have more human form weapons, right? On your side, and then the battle is yours, right?
Right, we have no evidence that these people... I don't think that's the case. I don't think that they are pre-human form weapons with human form weapon stuff in them. I think that they sacrifice themselves to become human form weapons, and then that's it. Because you're indicating, like, there's other people like Akiyuki and Akiyuki could sense other human form weapons, and that was the case, why would Akiyuki being like, that's weird, what am I feeling right now?
I mean, something to develop over time.
I don't know. I just don't think that's the case. It doesn't.
Oh, but we do know that what's her name? Nakayami. She knew. She could sense what was happening, and that's why she diverted to the island in the first place.
We have no idea that she could sense what was happening. She just went there. Also, not for
Why would
nothing,
she
we have
go
no
there?
evidence that she's a Hikaru, human form weapon, Xam'd, or anything.
She has some connection to them.
Yeah, I mean, in the same way that Nazuma had connection to them, and that she swallowed a condom and blew up. It might be
Maybe
the
there's
element
more.
of the fact that the ship that dropped the human form weapon last episode reminded me of a Zybok fortress from Vision of Escaflowne, but my mind also wanders back to the love situation in that show. That might be the thing that'll happen here. In Escaflowne, Hitome goes from Earth to Gaia and leaves a love interest behind that was rooting for the entire show, basically. Then, of course, on Gaia, she falls in love with another person and moves on. Haru was thinking about Akiyuki. Akiyuki mentioned Haru this episode. I wonder how long it'll be before that stops happening, and it's all Akiyuki and Nakayami.
I can see that happening, right? Like, oh yeah, this. Oh, again, I think it's one represents the normal life that he had, and the other one is the acceptance of the new life that he has right now. So, we talked about in many anime that way, right? The love interest kind of mirrors the character's position in the story, right?
I can't remember his name in Visions of Escaflowne, but the thing is that he is on Earth and he looks exactly like Alan, who's on Gaia. And I think that's her initial attraction to Alan, is that he reminds her of him. And then, we just fucking move on from that guy, even though we get a couple scenes of him back on Earth. Hitomi, where are you? Or talking to Hitomi's mother and finding shit out. That was like one of my most, not damning moments, but made me angry, I guess, a little bit. Because at the end, she goes back to Earth, but then she goes back in time to like a scene from the first episode itself. And just kind of changes the course of what happens. So this guy and her best friend finding out her backstory, or the element for talking to her mother and finding out her mother's mother actually went to Gaia once and met Alan's dad and had this whole thing, never happens anymore. That bit of backstory being told was only for us. Now nobody knows because we changed how that happened. Also, not for nothing, that's literally hooking her best friend up with that guy. Because apparently that was also just, I don't know why I keep spoiling other shows and shows that we're talking about.
Yeah, I did watch this stuff on it, so yeah. I do know what.
Yeah, but I mean, there's also always the element. There's always the element that somebody watching this reaction may be interested in watching Escaflowne, and I'm just fucking ruining stuff. Alright, I have one note left, and this might be a note that I eventually get rid of. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You'll figure this out in a second. Maybe I'm paying attention to things I shouldn't be paying attention to, but Haru picks up a full glass of tea and swallows it completely in 4 deciseconds. 4/10 of a second. A standard drinking glass can hold anywhere between 240 to 355 milliliters of liquid. For comparison, a standard drinking mug can hold 250 to 350 milliliters of liquid, and the world record holder for drinking a mug of tea is 2.13 seconds. The girl's got no gag reflex, is all I'm saying.
Well, when you're dealing with monsters.
It was so fast that literally I had only paused on the same second. I had to take it to my video editor and then zoom in on the time span. It's literally the second the thing touches her lips, gone. And it's like, oh my god. Well, anyway, those are my notes. You have anything else you want to talk about?
Oh, not at the moment.
Alright, well, that said, I guess let's go ahead and hop on in and see what the next episode has for us.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Now
I
that
mean,
guy has spurs, so
it's
it
not a
implies that
guy,
maybe
obviously. Wait, which one are you talking
Yeah.
about? Right or left?
the left one.
Okay, so I think that's
Yeah.
Kikisu. Kakisu.
So in this world,
That guy.
we have horses or the equivalent.
You have what?
Horses or the equivalent of mounts.
Horses. Sorry, I thought you were saying
Yeah,
forces.
horses.
Like, of course we have forces. What are you talking about? I mean, we still have to talk over the opening, though, lessons.
I do like the fact that she is sporting a rocket launcher.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, right? They call her the raven-haired beauty or something like that, and she says that's
Yeah.
just a cover. It's my guy.
Mhm.
She says that's just a cover, but at the same time, it's not much of a cover since she spent most of her morning in her room just going
Mhm.
through which ammunition is rusty and which isn't.
Yeah. Now what I don't still understand is those crystal growth thing that comes out of.
That's what the exsanguination needles are for.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what it does to full-on human form weapons.
Yeah.
And it did it to him before, too.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, because the thing in his arm isn't an exsanguination needle. Yeah, he's about to become a human form weapon, right? Well, never mind, I was completely wrong. They are still people in there.
So they're more like biological mechs. I guess that's the war zone, huh? Oh, we have skaters now.
Well, I don't know, I don't know what the hell the glowy shit under... Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, but it's these are biological style mechs, right?
Well, that one is. I don't know what the other ones are. I mean, I'd be screwed from the element. You gotta break your fingers, apparently, to run this thing.
Mm-hmm. Again, it reminds me a lot of what was that? Okay.
I said it before. The band around Akiyuki's arm, kind of like those.
Yeah.
But I think I was liking it to like control collars or something.
Were they controlling it from
No,
that far away?
I don't think so.
大いなるルイコンのもとへとヒルコを返してやってくれ。世界に咲いていったお前たち兄弟のために。承知いたしました。
There's more of the cultist
Well, now
people
they're the
doing
ones-
who knows what.
Yeah.
It's also weird that it's called Rukanism, even though it seems like Hikaru was their god.
Enlightenment.
あ、ユンボが呼んでこいって。秋雪は
二度寝くんだよ。大した肝だぜ。
起きろ。
Oh, I don't know which is more painful. Yeah.
Well, she's wearing sandals. Unless she got jackbooted to the head. not like he got jackbooted to the head.
はい。
ザムドの訓練だ。早く来い。
本当にこの下に部屋なんかあんの？
物思う先達だ。失礼のないようにしろ。
俺、
Oh, the old lady from the docks. I didn't add her to the board because I didn't know if she was actually just a random background character or not.
天神様、ザムドを連れてまいりました。剣前でございます。さあ、御前へ。
Yeah, the bottom of the ship is exclusively for hotboxing.
あ、はい。うわってすいません。どうも。
何時
はっ。
ザムドの定めをまといし者。その右腕に
With Sam
ヒルコは人を人で荒らしめぬ。それでもなお生きることを欲するか。
このヒルコっていうのを取り出すことはできないんでしょうか。
Oh, she just told you. You're
三ノーバのみ。
ルイコン教の教祖の。
北政府を追われてから。
Sorry. Last name, bitch.
じゃあ俺は
Son of a bitch.
死にたくあ
Yeah.
りません。先端島に戻って。
ザムドが求めるか。
え、
教えよ。ザムドは何を求める。
教えると言いますと。
鳥は羽ばたける空を求め、魚はたゆとう水を求める。ザムドはどうか。何を求めずにはいられないか。
そんなの。
I mean, I would argue that a bird flying is already in the sky and a fish swimming is already in the sea.
さすればヒルコは何時を生かす。
That whatever you were seeking, you were already doing.
教練を施せ。
コンダラルで空襲。
Now we have a map.
Which is
but no way of
different
knowing
from
which
the
is
other map.
which.
この船
Yeah.
国際郵便船だよね。早く送金しなきゃなんないんだけど、南大陸の検問が厳しくなってんのよ。私が甘かった。敵の敵は味方だっていうじゃない。北政府も反政府軍も南にとっては大差ないのよ。最強ハーバーが近いわ。北へ向かう船もあるし、あの坊やも梱包して送ってやっか。まだ子供なのに早く家族のところに戻れるといいわね。ただのガキなら問題ないさ。もしよ、
A lot of ways to check stacks of cash.
私、母親でいる自信あるもの。出た、母親して。共感したくもない。本当にそうなの？吸っていい？ダメ。
May I smoke? No.
やった！ 3分18秒。
やっぱ3分の壁
I guess we just don't have to check any of those. Just stamp and go.
休むな。腕を動かせ。
そうだぞ少年。時は来た。ザムドパワーを放て。やば、飲め飲め。
次はこれ全部かっこいいとこ見せてよね。
この量だと4分20。
3分40。
お前ら仕事を押し付けてるだけだろ。
黙って働け。
偉そうに。
Maybe you just have two people doing that.
Yeah.
By which I stupidly meant have a person sliding the papers under you and you just doing like this real fast.
Yeah.
With both hands.
Now we're back in Haru with Haru.
Set an island.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of warships.
Well, it was already that way before.
Well, I think you're right about having the romance.
ごめん。やっぱバイクは早いね。だいぶ待たせちゃった。
15分くらいだよ。
大丈夫だった？古市の運転。秋雪くんの自転車よりは安全。合格。
いつでもお迎えに上がりますよ。
すげえ。
ずいぶん集まってるな。
花火大会みたい。
It's funny, they started us off with the whole martial arts thing. Haven't seen it in 3 episodes. I know, they've been distracted by a thing, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
島の防衛意識は高まるよ。
また戦争になるの？
もう戦争なんだよ。
It's that girl
みんな死んじゃった。
who apparently never.
シダラさん。
Never mind.
Yeah.
家族を全員亡くし
Well, I was gonna say never cleaned herself after the bus, but yeah, she's very clearly in dire straits.
ねえ、今度一緒に。あなたは誰を待ってるの？帰ってくるわけないじゃん。だって死んでるもん。
Remember, I'm pretty sure that she also got struck by the thing.
中佐、お待ち申しておりました。下げすむなと言ったろ。
お姉ちゃん、横になる？うん、大丈夫。
学校もなくなったし、みんな不安なんだ。俺たちは一体何をすべきなのか。答えはまだわかりません。でも、あんなことで本当に訓練になってるんですか？
船は動く。
はい。
Okay.
Aren't the dots supposed to be like a Buddhist thing?
すいません。
Apparently.
They said Amen, like Christian prayer, when they were eating earlier.
Yeah. Well, Amen is Southwest Asian word, so
Is it?
無駄だよ。
yeah.
Why did Christians say it?
じいじが燃料の餌にしてる。
Because the south, the west side of Asia is the Levant. It's the Levant, where Christ was born.
先端島宛てなんだ。
Sorry, I just had to
The
look it
Middle-
up real
we call
quick.
it the
Apparently, it
Middle East.
originates from the Hebrew Bible, so
Yeah.
it's not a South Asian word originally.
若いって気恥ず
It
かしい
means
わね。
so. Basically, means so be it.
終わらせちゃいましょう。
But I mean, actually, it means certainty, truth, and verily.
Oh, that's a smart, bunny, cat thing.
He calls it a pig.
Yeah, whatever.
しょうがねえな。ほら、早く貸せよ。
船の中にいる者には船が動いているかわからぬものだが、今この瞬間も無意な時間に見えて汝は自分を作っておる。
Yeah, maybe hold this off until after. But there is apparently no South Asian word Amen. I don't know what you were talking about, or what you're thinking about.
腕じゃねえ。荷物は腰で運べ。
I know that one from being a safety guy in a warehouse, constantly having to tell people to lift not with their back.
ダメだ。
愛しの春ちゃんに手紙か？泣き言書くなよ。
腕が痛くて書けないんだよ。
We'll write a really messy letter with your other hand.
少しいたわってほしいよ。
I, in fact, also thought they were getting him to write a letter so that they would have to deliver it so that they would go back to Staten Island.
文句言うな。
何見てんの？
来魚の置き土産だ。ばあ様にはなんて言われたんだよ。
ザムドは
I'd be concerned if a guy left that behind because it looks like a kill list.
なんだって。
Yeah.
わかんねえ。考えろって。耳鳴りみたいだ。
あんまりうつむくな。脳みそ落ちちまうぞ。
Feel like that
Okay.
guy's already drunk.
That has to mean something, that gear thing as well, but
The what?
the gear. Oh, yeah, that's not dangerous.
The logo of the show. Obviously, it
Yeah.
means something. Probably the text in it means something too. Or a weird way to say Xam'd.
俺にもわかりますね。
Oh, you just lost all your tools.
すいません。なんか足がすくんじゃって。 なんだ
I think it's worse. For me, that would be worse.
さっき信号を受け取った。
でもおかしいわよ。やっぱり少しずつ高度を落としてきてる。アーム、私は船を担保に掛け事をする気はないよ。
エンジン吹かすぜ。
Maybe they're not saying, oh man, maybe these subtitles got it wrong. Maybe they're talking to that guy. They're like, oh man.
Oh, there goes all the tools.
They already lost all the tools. It's more like a competing ship. Sorry, just the girl riding the ball on his picture in the background.
She already did. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it's a competing ship. What I tell you, lessons from our note section before.
Yeah.
Ignorance is unforgivable.
Yeah.
So her people.
Well, that smile wasn't very trusting.
Well, no, that's why they said don't let him talk to him. The food did look good.
Yeah. Oh, slavers?
Ow.
Yep. Yep, I knew that was going to happen.
I guess I'm an owl in multiple ways. I was emotional owl, but also she lit her cigarette and it fell right in her breast and it fell off again. It's like 5 episodes too early for us to be romantically involved.
Yeah.
ザムドは何を求めずにはいられないか。汝の今の答えを
考えてはみました。すいません。やっぱりわかりませんでした。なんか共に生きるってことなのかなとは思いました。違う？続けろ。俺今一人じゃ生きていけないんです。泣き闇やこの船の人たちの力を借りてこうして生きていられるんです。だから
ヒルコは今は亡き御霊。生きることのできなかった思い。何を求め生きるか。忘年のザムドよ。
It's the name of the show. Sort of.
Yes.
はい。
拘束を解くときか。よかったな。
I say this is one aspect I'm not going to be very pleased about when it comes to the show. When your answers come from a mystical source, or not a mystical source, I prefer characters to say the thing.
No. Oh, okay. You should have said no.
竹原隆三先生ですね。私、自由権本部より参りました。プロイスカッキと申します。 島に対人型研究施設が置かれます。ぜひ先生のお力も拝借できないかと。
俺は軍人が嫌いだ。帰ってそう伝えろ。
そうですか。残念です。
Especially considering that you seem to be still doing some sort of research in your lab.
本日伺ったのは柿須藤次郎の命令なんです。
柿須。
そう。バラドールであなたが拾った命。
Well, like I said, Kikisu knows who he is, and now we know why he knows who that guy is too.
夢でハルちゃんに会えるぜ。60カ風で貸してやるよ。
ごめん、集中させてくれないかな。それにちょいちょい国境線越えてるんですけど。
秋雪くん変わっちゃったね。あ、もう話しかけませんよ。寂しいかと思って、いやいや声かけてやって。
Here's my thing, is that he didn't say, that's not a thing. He just declined, which implies that it is a thing. Fantasy goggles.
Maybe so.
今度は頭痛がしてきたよ。
下手な考え休むに似たりだ。頭でも冷やすか。いたか。
いえ、7区の方を探してみます。
見つけ次第射殺しろ。
I'm also assuming that they brought the crystallized mother and child with them to Staten Island.
What are these guys?
Those are the people, the white-haired people. Do you not recognize that's what they were carrying with them and their staffs when they were leaving the monastery? That's why I said they're not the ones that were in the soul catchers or whatever they're called.
Oh, she was pregnant when she died.
So they weren't the ones in the soul catchers, but ironically they are soul catchers.
Yeah.
あなた方は亡き柄よりヒルクを広い式人ジバシリ
Jibarashi. Shouldn't have gotten distracted,
Okay.
man. But also, they didn't shoot at the Jibarashi, so I guess they're accepted to be here.
Or well, it seems that might be the seed they use for human.
Well, yeah, no,
weapons.
that's the Hiroko. They said they pulled the Hiroko, so Hiroko is apparently just another word for soul.
Yeah.
But I guess it also might be an element that they're working with the northern government.
Mm-hmm.
That they're the way that the northern government's making human form weapons by taking Hiroko from them, and also the element. Well, no, I'm trying to put this together. No, I'm trying to put this together with the bombing that they did. Did they bomb the southern government, or did they bomb the anti-government forces? No, wait. The southern continent is fighting against the northern government, right? It's It's mostly just the anti-government forces, and otherwise, it seems like the northern government's in control of the southern continent.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to parse it all together from what I can remember off the top of my head. Because I think that very much it very much should inform what's going on with the cult. I mean, you're still going to call them a cult, but
yeah.
So I don't know, for some reason, it's easier to remember them as a cult than Rikunists or whatever they are.
Mm-hmm.
And for all we know. Rope is the name of the small animal, if you don't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Oh, yeah. For all we know, literally next episode could start with them shooting the... I forgot what the name was already. I want to call them Jingoists.
Oh. Yeah.
Jagarashi, I think it was. Yeah, so, I mean, they might not be allied. They just shot the first guy that they were after. And then...
Maybe. But they seem to be too calm and be able to arrive here without anybody trying to intercept them or otherwise stop them.
They might be calm because of cultists.
Again, now we have even more factions. It's
We don't really.
Everything else.
We have exactly the same number of factions. We just now have names for the other one.
Well, no, we have the Northern Armed Forces. We have the Southern Continent. We have the anti-government forces.
Southern Continent is a place. We have the anti-government forces, which is the forces on the Southern Continent. Again, we have the same number of factions. We just now have names for groups that we didn't have names for. We have the name for the cult, which we didn't have before, but I'm still going to call them the cult because it's just easier.
Then we have these people who are supposed to be...
They're part of the cult. They're not a new faction. Yeah. Again, I still knew this when we first saw them.
I'm talking about the other male ship. The guy was like, are these people?
Oh no, that's part of they're part of the Northern Government, essentially. In the same way that any postal worker would be part of the Northern Government. Any postal worker for the Northern... They sold out the anti-government forces to get free money, essentially. So essentially, they are unaligned, but essentially still working for the Northern Government. They're not another faction. I will demur one part of the argument. We did get one new faction, but we've gotten one new faction from the aspect of we still don't know anything about them, which is to say, sorry, I can't remember her name off the top of my head. Nakayami. Whoever Nakayami's people are, that's the new faction. And it's implied to be the people on that ship are also of those people, but specifically the people on that ship are the ones that sold out the anti-government forces, not her people. It seems like her people have a whole other racist thing going on about them, which is what she's implying towards the captain, and the captain is like, I'm not that way, but if you feel that way, get the fuck off my ship. That sort of thing.
No, I think the implication was that those were that her people didn't have were not refugees. They sold because they don't have a land to go back to. They basically sided with the Northern Government, and then she supplied, I am like all those people that claimed are traitors and sold out.
No, the captain was implying that about the people on that ship, not all of her people.
Well, not her, though. I'm not saying that you are, but I think she's saying, well, if you think they are that way and they're my people, then you think I am that way. It's like, no, I don't think you're that way. I think they are. Yeah.
As I said, it's very, I don't know, it's racist. That's jingoist at the very least, and that's a whole nation.
Yeah.
So, one faction got added this episode.
To keep track of the factions now.
Well, in notes. I guess I could do the thing on the board. I do it in a lot of shows now. Why not this one? I guess.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was interesting episode. Wasn't as we got views of what was going back home, I suppose, and his father, and he was involved in anti-human form research. I think that's what he was. So,
well, I mean, all we got confirmation for is that he saved that guy's life in the last war. It neither confirms nor denies my whole thing about him having green jars in the background in that little seed thing. I think he has stuff to do with the human form weaponry thing, but that hasn't been confirmed this episode.
No, she said the woman that came to recruit him. Oh, we're No.
I'm saying the things that I said back in the note section, where I said that he might have something to do with it. I'm not bringing up the fact that she's trying to recruit him for the anti-human form weapon thing.
Well, I can't think of anything else at the moment.
All right. Well, I guess all that said, once again, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?